Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?
Welcome back. Yes, indeed. We are open for business today, and we are going into a feline frenzy. Blame Connie, everyone. Blame Connie. Yes, Bernays, I don't know what's going on. I'm busy. Listen, dude, not much going on here today unless you are into your feline friends. Yes, indeed. We're going to be going cat mad here on the show today. And it is all thanks to our good friend Connie, who sent me a story that kind of blew me away. Well, not a story, but a picture of something. So yes, we're getting into giant cats of Japan. We've got Egyptian cats. We've got people sleeping with cats. We have got cats doing weird things. We've got a whole host of cat madness. Yes, 44 years, nearly 45 complete laps of their local star I've completed. And it's all led to me here today speaking about cats. Who knew? So a big warm welcome to everyone out there. And I know because we've been around here together quite a long time on the channel. So I know a lot of you out there are very much cat people and very much animal people around this channel. I never trust anyone who's not into animals. It's not to say they're bad people. It's just me personally. I think that's a red flag, ladies and gentlemen, a red flag. So today we are going to be talking about our feline friends. And no, Simon Parks is not going to be coming into the conversation, despite the fact he claims to come from a feline alien. Okay? There'll be none of that here today, none of that shenanigans. We'll be talking about the serious stuff. I see Marty out there in the chat room. Thank you for the PayPal today, Marty. Very, very timely and much, much appreciated. Truly. We've got Jennifer, Bernays, like I mentioned. We've got Bet, Rose. What else we got? We've got the Wookiee. He was first in the chat room today. Have we got a chat box there? Yes, we do. Somewhere. It'll come back on in a moment. But the Wookiee was first in chat. So congratulations, Wookiee. See what happens when you don't have a graphics card? And I'm not saying that to be an ass, but see, you made it in first. Usually you're wasting your time like I am doing graphics and 4D cinema. I know, Wookie. I've got my eye on you, pal. Got my eye on you. We've got See How We Are Living in there. ZX81. Jennifer, Jocelyn, Jules of the Flame. Jules sent me some wonderful images of a cave complex she went to just recently, and wow, brought back memories of when I was in the military and we done potholing. You go underground and you go through all these little tight crevices, and it's dark, it's damp, it's wet, but it's majestic because there truly is alien worlds right beneath our feet. Some of the sights and the sounds that you get down there, like I say, it's entirely alien world. So maybe at some point, maybe today, maybe at a later date, we'll take a look at Jules' photos. We could get her to join me here, tell us all about her cave-in experience. And of course, Jules was somebody who came onto the show recently with Nano Girl and blew us all away with her presentation about predictive programming on V and other sci-fi shows. So a big thank you to Jules for all of that. Let me scroll up. Probably missed a ton of people. Probably. Jennifer, Marty. Okay then, let's just get into it. No time like the present, as they say. And tonight on the Kev Baker Show, before we do get into it, see, I've already broke my own rule there, we're going to get into it. But tonight on the show, we are going to be talking with, you ready? We're going to be talking with a returning guest, a returning friend. Ryan Gable is going to be on the show. He's going to be talking about Britney and the dark underbelly of the music industry. So yes, that will be today, after today's live stream. And today's live stream is going to be centered around this. A giant 3D cat has taken over one of Tokyo's largest billboards. Wait till you see this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Check that out. So, see, I wasn't lying when I said on the description, on the title, Japan's giant cat. Okay, now Japan is also in the news today, not just about the cat, but it's in the news because the Olympics are going to be starting there very soon. But due to what's going on in the world right now, and numbers rising over in Tokyo, unfortunately, it's going to be no spectators whatsoever. I don't know about you people out there, but it's hard to get motivated to get into an Olympic kind of mood. I know a lot of people ain't interested in sports. I still kind of am, but it just doesn't feel the same this year anyway. However, we've got the giant cat. So let's take a look at this because there's a gigantic 3D cat has appeared on a billboard in Tokyo where it looms playfully over one of the city's busiest railway stations. Now, showing between advertisements, the hyper-realistic feline, and it's hyper-realistic, comes to life on a 1,664 square foot curved LED screen in the Shinjuku district. Probably need Kevin McCairn to go down and take a video of it. The 4K resolution display shows the cat walking around high above the Japanese capital as it audibly meows. So you can see it just kicking about up here. Look at that thing. Now, I've not got it meowing for you, unfortunately. We might have it in one of the other clips that's coming up, but that's what we're talking about there. But of course, Japan being Japan, let me see if I can find it. Yes, I can. They've actually got a live stream of this going. It's through the night right now, and when I checked earlier on, there you go, the screen's off. And unfortunately, we can't rewind. But if you're so moved by the cat, you can sit and watch it. 168 people, 176 people right now, not watching a cat. Bang, dude. And we struggled to get what? We've got 27 in here right now. I should really drop them a link, but no, that would be rude. That would be very rude. So it goes on to say, airing between 7 a.m. and 1 a.m. The video changes throughout the day, and the calico cat is first startled awake in the morning, and by the afternoon it can be seen standing up and meowing at passers-by In the evening, it lies down and falls asleep with its head rested on its paws. Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't it? There you go, look at him. I think we might have one down here with sound. Hold on. Maybe not, folks. Maybe not. Thought maybe we did. Here's another one. Like a giant 3D wave. Of course, Japan, it's like synonymous with robots and things like that. Twitter user posted a video. Let's see what that says. Can we hear it on here? Can we hear it meowing? Can we? Oh, look at it. That's pretty cool. But here's the kicker. It's very cool, right? But like Connie mentioned over in Discord, we really have to look at this and we need to pay attention because it is what it is. And it's fantastic 3D imagery, art, call it what you will. It's stuck on the side of a building. It's cool for what it is. But at the same time, we really have to do, really, if you haven't already, and I would imagine most of you already do, but we have to question everything we see, right? Everything we see. We've talked about my favourite blue beam a lot over the past few months. Not going to get into that today, but that's what I'm thinking. You know, we have to be aware of where the technology is. Not to the point where we're scared of it, though. Not to the point where we're caught in a what if, but if they do this, if they do that. We can do that, sure, but it won't change anything. And the likelihood is they won't do anything that we've conjured up in our own minds. But that being said, we must be aware, awake and aware to everything going on around us. So this is a good demonstration of where potentially technology could be, because that thing doesn't look like it's on a curved screen, does it? It looks like it's in that block of flats. I'm just saying. So it is what it is. But it got me looking around the net today because it wasn't the only cat story. And of course, cats, when I think of cats, I think of almost sacred cats and the Egyptians and the way that they revered them. So I dug this up today. We'll take a little look at this. This is National Geographic for kids. Not because I think I need to keep it simple for you people out there. It's to keep it simple for me, okay? So then, look at that thing there. Quality. Do you think some humans have got cat-like qualities? Do you think it's potential? Out of all the trillions and quadrillions and numbers I can't even think of potential planets out there, do you think there's a life form that is more feline than what we are? It's just something to think about. I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there's blue cats on the edge of the solar system. That job's already taken by chickens. But this cat does have a blue hue to it, I must admit. You know, I was watching Loki last night. Loki. Watch that with Kevin, so I do. Let me pull myself over here a little bit. I'm way out the corner. I have to hide Bakshi. Sorry, Bakshi. But you'll never guess what came running onto the screen on Loki. He's at the end of time. He's like at the end of a timeline where everything goes crazy. But running through the scene, it was things that looked like blue chickens, and I just looked at Kevin, and Kevin looked at me, and we thought, oh no. So no doubt the next big conspiracy is the blue chickens are hiding in plain sight on Loki. But I digress. How did we get here? We're talking about cats. Where are we going? Now I've lost. There we are. There's our cat. So then, cats rule in ancient Egypt. Now, it's not big at all. It's just a couple of paragraphs here. It says, ancient Egyptians worshipped many animals for thousands of years. Animals were revered for different reasons. Dogs were valued for their ability to protect and hunt. But cats were thought to be the most special. Egyptians believed that cats were magical creatures capable of bringing good luck to the people who housed them. So to honour these treasured pets, wealthy families dressed them in jewels and fed them treats fit for royalty. When the cats passed, they were mummified. And I think it was last year we were looking here on the stream about the excavations at, is it Saqqara, where they were digging up the actual cat necropolis. And it was one of the first times ever when they'd actually found a baby lion, an actual lion cub that had been mummified. The fur, everything, it was surreal, totally surreal. But anyway, when the cats passed, they were mummified. And as a sign of mourning, the cat owners shaved off their eyebrows and continued to mourn until their eyebrows grew back. Now, I never heard of that. Now, eyebrow shaving in Glasgow is a totally different thing. Usually, it doesn't indicate that you've lost a cat or a loved one. 9 times out of 10, you fell asleep at a party. The 1 time out of 10 is you didn't fall asleep, but people just bullied you and they shaved your eyebrow anyway. It is what it is. You see how things change over the ages, but still, nothing new under the sun. So art from ancient Egypt shows statues and paintings of every type of feline. Cats were so special that those who took their lives, even by accident, were sentenced to death.
Sentenced to death.
Don't mess with the cats, okay? Do not mess with the cats. According to Egyptian mythology, gods and goddesses had the power to transform themselves into different animals. Only one deity, the goddess named Bastet, had the power to become a cat. And in the city of Perbast, a beautiful temple was built and people came from all over to experience its splendour. And I remember going to Rosslyn Chapel, the infamous Rosslyn Chapel over here. And you might not know this, but they've got a chapel cat. And this cat is treated like Rosslyn royalty. It might be like potentially some feline member of the Knights Templar. That's the kind of like, that's the high standing that cat gets in there. Now, we're going to move on. I've got more cat stories. This is the weird thing, right? Because it wasn't the only cat story that came on my radar today. And this next one here, although it's a kind of cool cat story, it's a little terrifying as well. Because can you imagine waking up one morning and first feeling the warmth of something that shouldn't be beside you in the bed? And I know I've got my eyes closed here. I'm trying to really get in the mood. Now, granted, 9 times out of 10, if I feel something warm in the bed that shouldn't be there, it's in trouble. It's in trouble depending on what gender it is, etc., right? But imagine you think it's maybe a loved one and you turn round to snuggle into it, only it's not a loved one. It's a massive, giant, exotic cat. Can you imagine it? Oh, not good. Not good, ladies and gents. Look at that cat. Like, it's done nothing wrong. Now, I don't think this was the exact cat that violated the bedroom rules. I don't. But I could be wrong. I'll get the chat room up. I've lost the chat room. There you are. There you are. Buddies can only hope, says Weapon. What's wrong with now? There's a weird thing we could probably do a stream on one day. Kev, the Ocelot, which is not quite as big as leopard, allowed to roam free on the streets in certain cultures. This is overdue. See, people are happy. Hatchy is very happy. The Ocelot. I am not ashamed to say that's a new one on me. Whoa. What's this thing? Okay. So the Ocelot, I'd say it's Ocelot, right? The Lepardus pardalis is a medium-sized spotted cat that reaches 40 to 50 centimeters. That thing is absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Holy cat, Batman. So it stands 40 to 50 centimeters. That's half a meter. That's like a third of my height at the shoulders and weighs between 8 and 15.5 kilograms. It was first described by Carl Linnaeus in 1758, and 2 subspecies are recognized. It's native to the southwestern United States, Mexico, Central and Southern America, and to the Caribbean islands of Trinidad and Margarita. Now, it prefers areas close to water sources with dense vegetation cover and high prey availability. Typically active during twilight and at night, the ocelot tends to be solitary and territorial. Why? 'Cause it can. 'Cause it can. Look at that. You ain't messing with that. So it preys on terrestrial. Well, that's encouraging. If it preyed on extraterrestrial mammals, we would have a story and a half, such as armadillos, possums, and lagomorphs or lagomorphs. Both sexes become sexually mature at around 2 years of age and they can breed throughout the year. So the peak mating season varies geographically. Wow. The ocelot is listed as least concern on the IUCN Red List and is threatened by habitat destruction, hunting, and traffic accidents. Populations are decreasing in many parts of its range, and the association of the ocelot with humans dates back to the now we're talking Aztec and Incan civilizations. It has occasionally been kept as a pet. You don't keep that thing as a pet. It might choose you to look after it for a while, but you don't take that as a pet. If anything, it takes you as its pet. Get it right. Anyone that's owned a cat knows that, okay? So the name ocelot comes from Nahuatl. Nahuatl? I think we'll go with Nahuatl. It's like Quetzalcoatl type thing. Leave me. It's how my brain works, right? Which generally refers to the jaguar. Now, jaguar for me has forever been ruined by Project Camelot. Remember Kerry Cassidy singing, "It's a jag, it's a jag, it's a jaguar." See, the jaguar forever will be associated with that crazy in my head. Another possible origin for the name is the Latin oculatus, having little eyes, or marked with eye-like spots in reference to the cat's spotted coat. What else we got down here? Subspecies. Phylogeny. I don't even know what phylogeny is, but it's a bloody fantastic word. I hope I can get that out in Scrabble one night. It'll take some doing, because what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You only get 7 letters in Scrabble. Admittedly, you could add one from a... I digress, right? I'm just seeing if there's anything else here. Distribution, the behavior, hunting and diet. Anything about it fighting the paranormal or coming from beyond the veil or something like that. Anything. In culture, ocelots have been associated with humans since the time of the Aztec and Incans, who depicted ocelots in their art and mythology. Representations of the cat appeared in every artistic medium, from moche ceramics to murals, architectural details, and landscape features. According to the well-known myth, Tezcatlipoca, when cast down from the heaven by Quetzalcoatl, see, I knew Quetzalcoatl would come into it, fell into the water where he transformed into an ocelot and arose to kill certain giants. Wow. There's probably the I didn't see that gem coming in this stream at all today. I really didn't. Cats can withstand the venom of most snakes. My old stray cat got bit twice by water moccasins, and he acted like it was nothing. Why, when I say water moccasins, do I get a picture of shoes that you'd wear in water, like slippers? Again, it's how my head works, man. Don't. So, Hatchie, we checked that out. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Now, moreover, she described a photograph of a seated person to corroborate her claim. What claim? Right, we need to read this bit. This could get interesting then, right? Several figurines depicted ocelots and similar fields or felids are known. In her 1904 work, A Penitential Rite of the Ancient Mexicans, archaeologist Zelia Nuttall described a statue depicting an ocelot or another felid excavated in Mexico City and its relation to the Aztec deity Tezcatlipoca. Now, she argued that the sculpture depicted an ocelot writing, right, we've done this, according to the well-known myth, Tezcatlipoca, when cast down from heaven by Quetzalcoatl, fell into the water, he transformed himself into an ocelot and arose to kill the giants. If only we'd sent it to Kandahar to take on that pesky giant of Kandahar. I think I'm going to go over there. I think I am. Hey, listen, now that the troops have left Afghanistan, maybe the giant of Kandahar, maybe he's going to take over. Moreover, talking of the giant of Kandahar, mark your diaries. The man, the myth, the legend, L.A. Marzulli, the dude that introduced me to the giant of Kandahar, he's only going to be hanging out with me here on KBS on the 14th of July. Next week, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. It's my birthday week next week, so I am going to indulge in some guilty pleasures. And L.A. Marzulli is always one of them. We're going to be talking UFOs, aliens, and all that woo. Back to this, it says, moreover, she described a photograph of a seated person to corroborate her claim. At the back of his head, above his left hand, the head of an ocelot is visible, whose skin hangs behind his back, the tail ending below his knee. Beside this, the personage wears leggings made of the spotted ocelot skin and a rattlesnake girdle, from which hang two conventional hearts. It's interesting to find that in a note written beneath the photograph, the late Senor Elas de Bustamante independently identified the figure as a representation of Ocelotl Tezcatlipoca, or Tlacalas, or whatever. The beard of the mask of Tezcatlipoca. I like that.
The beard of the mask of Tezcatlipoca.
Yes, indeed. Like many other fields, occasionally ocelots are kept as pets. They might demand a lot of attention. You better believe. And are you really going to say no to this thing? Look at it. If we can scroll back up there for the end of the day, look at that thing. You ain't saying no to that. A very brave man says no to that. So listen, Hatchie, you sent me down. You sent me down even a greater depth in the feline rabbit hole. Or is it a feline cat hole that I found myself today? Because we'll come back to this here. We've got a woman in Georgia recently awoke to find that she was wearing, or no, she wasn't wearing, she was sharing her bed with a rather unexpected visitor. Discovering an unfamiliar cat in your house is bad enough when it's of the domestic variety. But when Christine Frank, no relation of Anne Frank, I checked before the stream, she assured me, no relation, woke up recently, she discovered that the feline that was sitting just inches from her face was something much larger and a lot more dangerous. Now, listen, normally waking up that close, pussy face, hey, we could go there, but it's far too early. I said, that's not a normal house cat. I don't know what it is, but I'm terrified right now. Now, who actually thinks it all went down just like that? Who thinks she was that calm and collected when she was lying there? She opened her eyes to see a giant fucking cat in her bed. She said, oh, that's an unexpected visitor. I don't know what that is. Think that's how it went down? Or do you think it looked like something out of some kind of cartoon Captain Caveman trying out the bed? I think so. I bet you the cat ended up scareder than she was. I'm just saying. So it turned out that far from being a domestic cat, The visiting feline was a wild African serval, a species that is illegal to Georgia, and making me wonder how on earth's name did a cat get from Africa all the way to Georgia, and which can weigh up to 40 pounds. Folks, I get it. I remember it's like native to southern parts of America. I'm having a laugh. Come on. Frank believes that it must have entered the house after her husband left the door open. If that makes you feel a lot more comfortable, I'll go with that. However, alternatively, on the back of Speculation Island, it's a quiet day in the crime lab, and I'm wondering if her husband had tried to concoct maybe the most exotic assassination attempt ever. Maybe. We don't know. We weren't there. We don't know, honestly. I tried to speak to the husband, but he wasn't available for comment. Unfortunately, or no, fortunately, well, it depends, doesn't it? If you were the husband and you were trying to do something nasty, it's unfortunate. But yeah, Jennifer, so would I. So would I. I would absolutely kick myself. Fortunately, she was able to scare the animal off the bed, out of the room, and out into the garden. She then called the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. How do you even know who to phone? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would still be cacking myself in the corner of the bedroom. I ain't phoning nobody. I'm going to be a dribbling idiot. That cat would have owned me. I'm telling you, man. It would have smelt the fear. So, which has since been investigating the incident. Effort to track down and capture the feline are still ongoing. They're stopping all of the cats in the local area and asking for ID, ladies and gentlemen. It still kind of terrifies me because the cat is illegal. And there's a reason it's illegal, she said. But whether it's illegal or not, the terrifying thing is it was in your bloody bed, I would imagine. And hey, listen, it's an illegal, so it obviously has no respect for the law. There's no respect for your boundaries, your bedroom. That's like your nasty cat. So I still don't know what it's capable. So I really don't know what it's capable of doing. Now listen, that's a bit. Come on. I mean, listen. She's making it sound like this cat might be like on some kind of crime spree, or have even more nefarious intentions, like it's some kind of weirdo stalker cat that climbs into bed with people. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Hey, I didn't have that on my bingo list, but I'd be willing to make a late addition for 2021 weirdness. Cats getting a little bit frisky. Maybe. Anywho, not by far from the weirdest cat story I've got today. I mentioned cat aliens earlier on. Turns out it's a thing. Allegedly. At least down in Australia, right? It says here declassified Australian UFO report involves a cat-faced and dwarf aliens. How bloody sizest? How do you know they're dwarfs? They might be tall people on their planet. They might be the giants. You never know. So a declassified UFO report, or a declassified report on UFO encounters between 1957 and 1971 mentions recorded encounters with cat-faced and dwarf aliens. Now, I don't know if they were dwarfs with cat faces or they were two separate species. We'll see. So it says the 58-page document outlines several interesting pieces of information surrounding UFOs, such as old reports that are relevant today in the United States' involvement with conducting research. So it says the 24 feet, or page 24, features an introduction that states a list of 3 weapon systems that were extracted from data analysis of 1,000 reports of UFO landings or near UFO landings. And the report states that the creatures or objects outlined in the case possess, quote, a device to interfere with electrical circuits, a device to induce paralysis, and a heat ray. There you go. Under the stalled engines, it reads on page 27 that a vehicle stalled within the vicinity of a transparent mushroom-shaped object Had occupants inside with cat-like faces. Page 32 features case 144, France, which states that 2 individuals came into contact with 2 dwarfs who used an object to paralyze one of the individuals. The paralyzed individual was able to move or talk until the light was shut off. Why couldn't the Pentagon have released this stuff? That would have been pretty cool, right? A device to interfere with electrical circuits. You can see all the stuff we just talked about there. There you go. Says here when De Wild attempted to intercept 2 dwarfs, a strong orange light emitted from the object on rail tracks about 20 metres away. Lorenzen's account says a light as powerful as a something flare, night flare, from a square opening. De Wild lost speed and legs until beam was switched off. Lost use and speed of the legs. Wow. Crazy, aggressive dwarfs and cat-faced aliens. Not the end of my cat rabbit hole that we're going down today. Check this out. Now, we've got one of these here in Glasgow. I don't know what to make of all this, but I'm starting to wonder if these cats are like going to make a move soon. Honestly, like they're opening up their own cafes and things. They're climbing into bed with people. You feel me? They're appearing in spaceships. Are we going to end up literally under the cats? So a new cat cafe is opening in Canterbury later this year. Locals will be able to enjoy a drink while kicking back with some 4-legged friends. All joking aside, I think this is a brilliant thing. And we do have this in Glasgow. Cats are very comforting. And, some people really maybe not able to keep cats themselves. For them to go in and be able to spend some time around cats and around animals, I don't see anything bad about that at all. I think it's a bloody great idea, to be honest with you. So it says the first and only cat cafe in Canterbury is set to open this autumn. I wouldn't think it'd be worth having like multiple cat cafes. It's not really like there's not high demand, I wouldn't imagine. But Canterbury Tales Cafe will set up shop on Mercery Lane in the city centre, and the cafe is still in development stages, with owners currently asking members of the public to share their thoughts via an online survey to inform how they will operate later this year. A modern phenomenon, cats and dog cafes have been opening up across the country in recent years as the public look to spend downtime with some furry friends. Canterbury Tales Cafe is an independent business, but similar setups elsewhere in the UK, visitors enjoy a drink and a snack as they pet the cats who stroll around the cafe. I think it's pretty cool. There are already 2 other cat cafes in Kent, and we've got one here. The Purple Cat Cafe, there you go. This is in Glasgow. Pretty cool, huh? Look at that thing. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. And that just looks a cheeky wee bugger, that one. Aye. So that's what we've got in Glasgow. Welcome to Purple Cat Cafe. No, I'm not getting sponsored by them. Maybe I should ask. We opened our doors in December 2017 and are now home to over 30 rescue cats. We provide a happy and playful forever home to our little kitties and an unforgettable experience for you. We serve a vast range of hot food and cold drinks, milkshakes, blah, blah, blah. Book a table to guarantee your place. Yes, indeed. Pretty dang cool. Remember Whistles, he had one of these stands and he had like 4 cats all sitting on it. And look at that. Quality. Yes, I'm a bit of a cat man. And talking of Scottish cats, found a typically Scottish cat in the news this week. Get this. Meet the Scottish cat who loves to slouch in an armchair and watch TV just like a human. Look at this. Check this out. Loving it. That cat's chilling out, man. He's thinking, I tell you, that mouse better run. Yeah, look at that. I tell you, I've had this conversation many times, which is a bit weird now that I'm actually thinking about it. However, I'll share it with you people. You know I'm weird anyway. Who here, if we had to choose an animal, or if we had to choose to come back as an animal, who's choosing cat? I'm choosing cat. I think it's a fine line between a cat and an octopus. I think I'd get pissed off living in the ocean though. So I think a cat. I'm going to opt for the cat. I'm going to phone up Dr. Craig Venter and what's the other guy's name? George Church. And I'm going to see if they can like bring me back as a cat. There you go. Not being morbid, I'm just thinking coming back as a cat would be pretty cool. Catastic, says Cassie. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Know what I mean? So if we come back to my typically Scottish, lazy kind of cat. Scottish cat's become a viral sensation thanks to his human-like avid TV watching, with his favourite show being Tom and Jerry. Trying to say this without laughing, folks. Like I say, 45 years on this rock flying through space, and it all led to this. 3-year-old Bobby, Bobby from Glasgow, received his own armchair as a Christmas gift. Now, you're just encouraging a cat to be lazy. Not that they need any encouraging. The chair has become his favourite toy, with the British, short hair, often slouching back to watch videos on the big screen. Some of his favourites include birds, football games, and Disney films. It's typically Scottish, with the Moggy often falling asleep while watching. Very human. Owner Veronica Smith, big shout out to you and your husband Thomas, noticed that Bobby loved staring at anything on their phone that moved. They showed him Tom and Jerry on Boxing Day, and much to their amusement, he's loved it ever since. A video of him staring blankly at the cartoon and the mouse while reclining in his chair has now had 2.8 million views on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So you see, this is what I'm competing with. I mean, how can I compete with this? This is 25 seconds of, like, a cat watching the telly. I can't even attempt to compete with that. But here we are watching it, so I can't really say too much about it, right? But it's pretty cool. I think we should have a catter day one Saturday soon. I think we'll just come on here and watch little cat videos and blow raspberries and sing Kumbaya. So listen, I'm going to take a little drink of coffee. Yeah, the lynx, the polecat as well. Yep, Hatchie, we do. I would say one of the most frequently reported, not cryptid, because these ain't paranormal, they're real cats, but big cats are often sighted in Scotland, like big cats. And that kind of sets us up nicely, because we're going to take a look at some more animal stuff in a minute, but then it'll lead us into some cryptid, and then I'll go and get ready for Ryan Gable coming on the main show today over on KBS, which you can catch on TFR Live. You can also catch it on TalkStream Live. Just look for the TFR logo. You can get it on Paranormal Radio app, or you can join all of us savages over in the KBS Discord server. Fantastic show last night with John Brisson, Billy Ray Valentine, and Jimmy Jeans, who helped put all that together. And a brilliant show the night before that with Charlie Robinson. And on that note, let me quickly inform people, if I've got it open here. Not sure if I have. But those shows are actually up on the Odyssey platform. We come over here. There you go there. That's us over on Odyssey. I need to change all the graphics and everything, but we've got past couple of shows from the past couple of nights on there, and we've got Nano Girl from a year ago. But I'm really enjoying the upload speeds. things like that over on Odyssey, so get ready for seeing a lot more not safe for YouTube content appearing over there. I'll drop a link for that. Probably I'll put it in the description for the video. But listen, I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to get a quick drink. And then we're going to get into some more weird and wacky animals and woo. So there we go, we're back. Let me just get us down where it needs to be. There we go. So we're sticking with animals for the next headline, but it's a wacky headline. Comes from the Unexplained Mysteries website. Love that website. It's always a good offering of woo and high strangeness. But we've been talking about cats. You know, I've got a fascination with octopi or octopus. Well, at the weekend, I think it might have been on the members only stream that we were looking at an amazing video of how sperm whales sleep. Yes, very, very interesting indeed. It might have been on one of our regular streams, I'm not sure. But we're going to be talking about a whale next. Wait, you see this headline. We're not going to go all the way through all these stories I've got lined up. The headlines, we'll talk about it a little, we'll move on. And I'll get ready for Ryan coming on in just a bit. But check this headline out. Remember, we've had one woman waking up next to an exotic cat in her bed, right? Weird. I think this one takes it to whole new levels. Check this out. A man, yes, ladies and gentlemen, a man, not a man, but a man, is swallowed and spat out by a whale. Answers the age-old question of did the whale spit or did it swallow? It spat, ladies and gentlemen. A lobster diver got more than he bargained for on Friday. We need a close encounter with a humpback whale. It was early in the morning when 56-year-old Michael Picard, it'd be better if it had been Jean-Luc Picard, however, who had been lobster diving for years, entered the water off Cape Cod, Massachusetts, on his second dive of the day. As he reached the sea floor, however, he encountered something altogether unexpected. All of a sudden, I felt this huge shove. And the next thing, I knew it was completely black, he said. I could sense I was moving, and I could feel the whale squeezing with the muscles in his mouth. Without realizing it, he had inadvertently been swallowed up by a huge humpback whale. Holy shimoly. So I was completely inside. It was completely black, he said. I thought to myself, there's no way I'm getting out of here. I'm done. I'm dead. All I could think of was my boys. They're 12 and 15 years old. And as luck would have it, however, the whale wasn't too keen on his latest meal. I saw the light and started throwing its head from side to side, and the next thing I knew, I was outside in the water. He ultimately escaped from his close encounter with only a broken leg and a few minor injuries. Wow.
Now to a CBSN Boston exclusive. A lobsterman says that he was swallowed up and spit out by a whale off of Provincetown. Provincetown fire officials tell us that the diver was 45 feet down when the whale grabbed him. The whale then surfaced and let that diver, Michael Packard, go. He was then pulled back onto his boat and brought to shore. CBSN.
I think that suggests he didn't taste too good. I think the old whale was thinking, oh, nice human. And then when he got in there, oh, ugh. Yeah, not so good, dude. I don't know if this says too much about you, man. I don't know, dude. Don't know, man. I actually think the whales are a lot cleverer than we give them credit for. And it probably knew, much like we would know if we were to, like, accidentally, I don't know, like if something fell into our dinner, like a foreign alien object, and we started chewing and we felt it, pretty much we would spit that out too, right? I think it goes much the same for the old, the feeling of a kicking and swimming lobster fisher in your gob when you're a big
Boston was the
big
only
whale.
camera there as the diver left the hospital. No one can tell the story like Michael himself.
I'm a lobster diver out of Provincetown, Massachusetts, and I was diving today, and I jumped over and I got down to about 45 feet of water, and all of a sudden I just felt this huge bump and everything went dark.
I mean, folks, no shit. This guy was like hours before this. He was in the mouth of a whale. And he looks like somebody who's gone through that kind of life-changing experience. It's something not many humans go through. The whole being eaten by a whale conundrum that this youngish man finds himself in today. Damn, dude. Damn.
And I could sense that I was moving. And I was like...
No, you weren't moving. You were in the process of getting chewed. You were getting lined up to be swallowed into the belly of the whale, Jonah.
Like, oh my God, did I just get bit by a shark? And then I felt around and I realized there was no teeth. And I had felt really no great pain. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth.
That's not something you realise every day, ladies and gents. It just isn't. And being America, who are the lawyers going to sue here? Because there's always a bit of litigation goes on the minute anything happens in the US, right? You've heard of ambulance chasers. Are we talking about like lobster fisherman chasers? Is it a thing? Are we going to see this whale been hunted down and taken to court and sued for all of its shells and? See, it's not going to work, right? It's not going to work. I think this whale's going to get away with it. I do. I'm just saying. Anywho, moving on. Crowds gather to see a mango with a human face. Ladies and gentlemen, if you stare long enough at said mango, you're going to see maybe a human face. We've got an eye, we've got a nose, we've got a mouth. We've got pareidolia. Ladies and gents, our brains love to make up patterns from ambiguous things, and that's pretty ambiguous, but it's got an eye right in the right place. It's got a nose right in the right place that we would look for, and it's got a mouth. You see, this is how artificial intelligence gets it wrong sometimes as well. It'll see 3 of the 4 things it's looking for, and it'll think, well, if it's got that, it must be. But no, it's a mango. And on that note, takes me nicely to scientists unlocking the secrets of pareidolia. Or Pareidolia, depending how you want to pronounce it. Tomatoes. Pareidolia. So it says, from Bigfoot to the moon, or from Bigfoot on the moon to the face of Jesus in a piece of toast. Why do we see faces where none exist? So the brain's intriguing ability to make out face-like shapes in otherwise abstract patterns is something we've covered a lot over the years, but exactly how this process works and what the brain is actually doing when it picks out a face that doesn't exist has long remained a bit of a mystery. Quote, from an evolutionary perspective, It seems that the benefit of never missing a face far outweighs the errors where inanimate objects are seen as faces, said study lead author Professor David Elias from the University of Sydney's School of Psychology. Had to be an Australian, didn't it? Cool. There's a great benefit in detecting faces, but the system plays fast and loose by applying a crude template of 2 eyes over a nose and a mouth. Lots of things can satisfy that template and thus trigger a face detection response. In many ways, this process can be likened to a computer program that scans an image and picks up on any shape or pattern that broadly matches its search criteria. In humans, it can happen extremely quickly, within the fraction of a second. And we know these objects are not truly faces, yet the perception of a face lingers, and we end up with something strange. A parallel experience that is both a compelling face and an object. It's two things at once. It's like Schrodinger's mango. Both a mango and a man all at the same time, right? Oh, dear Lord. Yes, indeed. So anyhow, we're going to squeeze in a little bit of cryptid fun, shall we? This comes from cryptidhunters.org. This is one of the sister websites to my good friend Lon Strickler, who'll be on Warrior Mode this Sunday with me, Travis, and Derek. Bill is going to be away working this week. So the three horsemen of the apocalypse will be going full woo with one of our favourite guests, Lon Strickler. But look at this, a large black creature observed gliding over Elmhurst, Illinois. Now, Illinois has been going through a bit of a Mothman flap for a number of years now, right? We've had Lon on the show talking about people he's spoken to with first-hand accounts from O'Hare International Airport, all around that area as well. Something weird going on. So, I'm going to blow this up a bit. This says here that the Singular Fortean Society was contacted by a woman who wished to report her sighting of a large black creature gliding over Roosevelt Road by Elmhurst, Illinois, going north on May the 8th around 8:15 p.m. Now, the woman who asked that she remain anonymous said that she was in her car driving west on Roosevelt Road in Elmhurst when she saw the creature. So Roosevelt Road in that area is like an expressway, she said. It had just crossed over the expressway and it caught my attention as it was going over my car. Now, according to the woman, she doesn't live in the area but was on her way to her daughter's home in the Villa Park to feed her dogs. I live in Melrose Park, she said, but I'm on that road often to go to her house or the gym in Oakbrook. Now, the creature, she said, was larger than a regular bird. It was by itself at night with large wings and a long body. The long body is what caught my attention. It was coming out long from below the wings. It was coming out long from below the wings. It never used its wings. It was just gliding. Now, it was way larger than any regular bird. The wings were very large, and it was all black, and it was alone. The lower body was larger than any bird. Now, most birds' heads and legs are proportioned to their bodies, and this thing's legs were very long. It was starting to get dark at that point, and I was driving fast, but its size is what made me do a double take. It was going north, but I wasn't necessarily flying. It was going north, but it wasn't necessarily flying. So she explained it was gliding, right? I never saw the wings flap, and they were extended out. It was more like gliding. It reminded me of a kite. It wasn't going too fast either, like most birds. Now, nothing about her sighting immediately stuck out to the woman as paranormal, although she did say that she has experienced paranormal stuff since she was a kid. Even now as an adult, I still have experiences, she said. One thing that did stand out was the amount of anxiety that she felt, even before her sighting that day. Not sure if this counts, but I was extremely anxious all day that day. So much that I felt a kind of need for a drink or a Xanax, she explained. But my daughter was away that weekend with her boyfriend, and I knew he was going to propose, so I was waiting for the news. I figured that's why I was so nervous that day. And after the sighting, that anxiety became fear. I did become scared after I saw it, she said. I was afraid to be in the dark. I didn't let the dogs out long because I didn't want to see it again in the yard. I ran to my car once I went home, and I was very uneasy and couldn't stop thinking about it. To this day, I still think about it every day. Ooh, is that a Mothman sighting? Is it? Is it, folks? Is it? Well, listen, I am going to have to start wrapping it up very soon because I need to go and get ready for Mr. Ryan Gable coming back on the show. But tomorrow's Friday. Oh, it's long form Friday. And on Fridays, do I like to stream for hours and hours and hours. So we will have a pre-show, probably 2, 3, 4 hours long. And then we'll have Freaky Friday, 3 hours. So you get me for an extended period tomorrow, but only if you want to. Only if you have got the time and the patience to put up with me. I would love for you all to be there, but it's okay if you're not. I know we've all got lots of important things we need to be doing right now. So never fear, if you're not here one day, we'll miss you, but we will welcome you back the next. So in the chat room, we have got Karen, yes, woo crew, woohoo, yes. Hope Zach's getting better, Karen. Tell Andy I was asking for him, Mr. Gherkin. Yes, indeed. Pollination is in there. Spreading miles. Oh no, he's spreading smiles for miles. Almost got it wrong, Polly. See how that dyslexia almost kicked in there, bro. Sidvich, thank you, brother. That's right. Hit that thumbs up, you lurkers out there. Thumb it up, share it. And if you are new to the channel, you're watching this on the replay and you're a bit of a cat person, so am I. Hit like, hit share, and hit subscribe. Now, we've also got our memberships here on the channel. And I think we're going to be doing Members Saturday this week. Because, yes, my beloved second nation of Italy will be taking on the English on Sunday. And that might just occupy my mind. It might, one last chance to beat them. Please. Did I say that? Did I say that? Who knew? Anyhow. What else we got happening in the chat room? It's raining cats and dogs here. I think a storm Elsa came up here from down south to NYC. I've not actually looked at that today. How is things with that storm? I know it was heading up towards Florida last I heard. Makes landfall in Florida 22 hours ago. Dang. Tropical storm Elsa, which is weakened from the first hurricane of the season, has made landfall. That's good news then, right? Not good news for 20,000 Florida residents because they're without power. Wow. Yeah, you see, we have it lucky over here. For a nation that spends an unhealthy amount of time talking about the weather, and we do, we really don't have, like, extreme weather to be moaning about. We moan when it's raining or... Tony, good luck, brother. Good luck to all the English people in the chat room. I just like a good laugh and a joke. I'm not one of these bitter ones. I truly ain't. Gets on my tits when you go on about 1966, but in the end of the day, I go on about Bannockburn. So I'm going back hundreds of years, so I can't really argue, right? You see what I'm saying? So good luck to you. I really hope you don't win it. But if you do, be sure to enjoy it, folks. Be sure to enjoy it. That's what it's all about. I think we could do with some cheer, some entertainment. Call it a distraction, call it what you will. I think after what we've all been through the past 18 months, we've got to take our fun where we can find it, right? So good luck, England. Lucky Ann's not in. She would never speak to me again. She wouldn't. No, she would not. But remember, I've got money on Italy, so we want Italy to win. We want Italy to win, ladies and gentlemen. I make it sound like it's a fortune. I can get something like £30 back. It is what it is, eh? £30 when you don't have it's £30, right? Exactly, Polly. Exactly. And I'm sure you're laughing at my joke about how Scottish people moan at the English going on about 1966. It is rather ironic when we're a nation that harks back to like the 1300s and things. I'm just saying, you know. Indeedy. Thank you, Anne. Good to see you again here today. What else we got kicking about? Come on, troop. Don't be shy. Show us your chat. I know it doesn't ring, but it doesn't ring. It doesn't rhyme either. Yes, indeed. So remember, don't forget tonight we're going to be getting into one of my favourite music industry pop stars, Britney Spears, ladies and gentlemen. She can hit me one more time. Marty. It's a shoe-free zone. Anne's at work. Can you not tell by my extra boisterousness today? Boisterousness. Bloody hell, I got that out in one go. That's quite impressive, I'm telling you. Can't read normal English, but Quetzalcoatl and all these kind of Aztec and Incan gods, not a problem. Not a problem. So on that note, folks, on that note, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to thank you all for being here today. I've had really good fun. I want to thank Connie. I want to thank Connie in particular because I had a couple of things pulled up, but when I seen that giant cat, what giant cat, I hear people saying, this bloody giant cat, this thing here, when I seen that, well, it'd be rude not to, right? It'd be rude not to go full Catman. Catman do. Yes, indeed. So on that note, no wonder you're laughing, Marty. No wonder you're laughing. You can't beat them, join them. That's what I say. I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you. Oh, we've got a new member. We've got a new member. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Not just yet. We've got our cool tunes to come in. Awesome. Awesome. Anna, awesome. Made my day. Yes. I think that even deserves a little bit of this. I can't believe I've not played it today, actually. I'm quite disappointed in myself. Where did I put it? Where's it gone? There we go.
Jittering and jittering.
Yep, jiggering and jiggering. But where's my good one gone? Oh no, I've lost it. It's gone. Don't do this. There we go.
Genetically modified.
Jittering and jittering, jittering and jittering, jittering and jittering, jittering and jittering.
Keep your mind open. Keep looking. Connie, you've got to be kidding me. Connie, you inspired the full show. Oh, Connie. You need to rewind it, Connie. Don't worry, you can rewind it. You inspired this full journey into Catland today with me, Catmandu. Yes, indeed. Connie, thank you very much. I can't believe you missed it. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Ooh, Tony says if England win, because he gave them the royal we, if England win, I have to buy myself an England strip. There's more chance of me interviewing Simon Parks than that. And there ain't no chance of that.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?